guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine Stamlenga and this is Talk to Kathy. Just a brief, in Talk to Kathy program, I discuss issues to do with coming to the United States, settling in the United States, getting resources in the United States, and life in the United States in general. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and before we go any further, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification button so that you should be notified every time I post a new video. Also, please like this video. It's gonna help me reach more audience. More people need to know the information I'm about to share. Also, you can watch my past episode where I talked about things you need to know before coming to the United States. Also, remember to comment in the comment section. Tell us about your experience in the United States or somewhere else which is similar to what I'm about to share or what I share. You can also list some topics that you would like me to address or discuss, and overall just comment about something that you like about this video or the information I am about to share. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about the don'ts in the United States. So every country, every nation have their don'ts. All right, United States is not an exception. So the don'ts of a nation, the don'ts of a culture and everything are the things that will help you survive, things that will help you cope, things that will help you merge and blend in without difficulties. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. Number one, don't take the police as your friend. The police in the United States are not your friends. They don't play. All right. In Africa, where I come from, police are our friends. They even put posters in their office that police are your friends, police are your family, and we really do treat them as friends, right? A police officer can pull you over, stop you, and you can be rude, you can be all that, you cannot cooperate. You don't get away with things like that in Africa, you know. And I don't know about other countries because I've never been pulled over in other countries or stopped by police officer or been in a situation where I needed to go to the police or just involve the police, so I cannot really comment. If you're from another continent other than Africa, please comment in the comment section your experience with dealing with the police in your continent and countries. All right, in Malawi, police are easy, right? We chat with them, we meet them, we chat with them. Sometimes they just blah 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 blah. They don't even ask you what they wanted to ask you, greet you, and then you go, right? But in the United States, it's a different case. The strict business, straight to the point, straight to business. You need to comply because the police in the United States, they are trained to think of the worst case scenario, and in most cases it's life and death, especially on the side of the police. So they are more of protecting themselves. Not that they're harsh, they're just harsh like that, no, but they are into protecting themselves because they do not know who you are, what you can do to them. So they also want to be safe, right? So they're kind of hard like that, right? So you might want to cooperate when they ask you. When you meet them, you're pulled over, put your hands where they can see them. That's important. You don't need to hide your hands, fold your hands, something they might think you have a gun. And every move you want to make, you need to make sure to tell them, okay, I'm taking my driver's license, it's in so mention wherever it is, and be careful not to dodge or something. They might suspect you trying to take a gun out or maybe a knife or something, just a weapon, right? So they're gonna protect themselves. That's how we end up hearing a lot of police have shot someone, police have done this and that. They're mainly trying to protect themselves, so they're very serious about it. So do not try to take them as a friend. They ask you, put your hands out of the window, and you're like, why should I? Just respectfully put your hands out of the window, all right? You don't want to play with the police in the United States. The second thing you don't want to do in America, you don't have to do, is drink in public, okay? Most of the states have strict rules about open containers, right? For instance, you don't drive with open cans of beer, open bottles of alcohol in your car. You cannot do that because they're gonna think you're drinking, or so even though you're not drinking, even though they're gonna test you for that, but you can get charged for driving with open cans of beer in your car. Same applies to drinking in public. So drinking in public is kind of crazy to understand, because even if you're drinking at a bar and you come out, you know how we go out of a club with a bottle of beer that is open, you don't do that. Either they like have a distance that you can walk, which is about 15 yards from the place where you were drinking. Even restaurants that sell beer, you cannot just walk around with open containers of beer, open bottles or something like that. So do not drink in public unless you know the rules of the state that you're going to, that the state that you want to relocate to, or the state that you're staying in. Otherwise, you're gonna get charged for drinking in public. All right. The third thing is, don't smoke cigarettes. Now, cigarettes are just a no. In America, people will look at you as if you're trying to kill their baby if you're smoking cigarettes. It's crazy because, like, in Africa, in Malawi, people do smoke cigarettes, right? And we don't take it that serious, but we do take marijuana serious. If someone is smoking jamba, we're gonna look at them like, what, you trying to get me mad or what, But here in the United States, if you're smoking cigarettes, they just don't smoke cigarettes. Of course, there are places that where you can smoke, like in hotels and stuff, that are safe to smoke. You just have to look for posters that say smoke whatever it says about smoking around that area. But you don't want to just go around smoking. Even in your own house, they put smoke detectors. Of course they put smoke detectors for fire, but in reasons they don't want you to smoke in their houses. So you just don't smoke cigarettes in America. You can do with marijuana, right? People do smoke in the streets, people do smoke weed in the streets, but not just cigarettes. I don't know what it is about cigarettes, but they think they'll look at you like you're trying to kill the baby. The fourth thing, Americans love their space. All right, so there are different definitions about personal space, but Americans just love space. This is not even personal space, it's just space, distance. So don't touch Americans, don't get close to Americans, give them space. Even when you're in a store, you know how in Africa and other normal countries, I call other countries normal because America is just out of this world. You don't find we don't act like how people act in America. In most countries, we act almost the same, but America is just a whole new experience. So they like in a store, you don't want to get this close. You know how in Africa you can be, oh, someone is here and you're like, no, not in America. They're gonna look at you like maybe you're trying to steal from them, or you want to kill them, or you're gonna breathe bad air to them. And this is not even about racism or anything, right? It's just Americans in general. They like their space. They like to have space. Yes, so don't get too close to Americans. Do not get too close to Americans, and don't touch them. You know how in Malawi, you come from the saloon, someone will just be like, oh, your hair, they're tagging it. Americans, you don't do that. You can get charged for sexual harassment for something that you wouldn't even imagine. I have a friend who has a brother who was charged for sexual harassment simply for patting someone on the shoulder. Okay, it was like Really? That's sexual harassment? Yeah, if she felt like you're harassing her, it is what it is. So just don't touch Americans. Here you ask for permission, even to get close to an American. You have to ask for permission to touch. Alright? Even a handshake, you you know, you don't just go like, unless they're your friends. It's crazy. So don't touch Americans. Don't get too close to Americans. Number 6, do not stare. Don't stare. When you're in public, avoid staring, avoid just looking at people. You're gonna look suspicious, and Americans don't like you looking at them. They'll be like, why are you looking at me? Have you seen me from somewhere? I'm not saying they're violent people, right? Like I said, they like being them. Here there's that culture of minding your business. All right, so you need to mind your business. You don't have to stare at them. You don't have to, just mind your business, mind who you're with, pretty much like that. So don't stare when you come here. Eyes in the front. Don't just stare at people, look around. And Americans are nice people. If you look good, they're gonna compliment you. They're gonna be like, oh, you look good, da, 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 da. Maybe, I think, because they know that they're not into the staring and looking at people, so they just want to throw a compliment before you react, right? So they just be like, oh, hi, yeah, you look good, because they don't want to react and be like, why are you looking at me like that? So avoid staring at Americans. Do not do that. Okay. The other thing that you don't have to do is engage with strangers. All right. So engaging with strangers can be things like helping them in the street. You know how in Africa, when it's raining and someone is in the street walking, you're driving, you can stop and give them a ride, right? Someone has dropped something, you can stop and help, right? In America, just don't engage with strangers. I think people are just maybe too scared to deal with people, to deal with new people, because they don't know your intentions. Unless you make your intentions clear. Like I said before, you ask. Here you have to ask. Before you even help, can I help? You don't just go like, oh, okay, you're putting things back in a bag or something like that. Someone has fallen and then you just go pick them up. No, you have to ask, can I help you? You have to ask, do you need help? Otherwise you get disappointed with your good heart, your good intentions. You want to help this person. You will get disappointed when they react and yell at you for helping, and you're like, I'm just trying to help, So just do not engage with strangers, okay? Because people are dealing with a lot of things out there, and some people just need an excuse to be bad, So don't give them that excuse. So don't engage with strangers unless you're ready to deal with their reaction. The next thing you don't want to do is do not forget to tip. All right. So tipping at restaurants, it's you tip at restaurants where you sit and eat. All right. Not fast food restaurants. Fast food restaurants like McDonald's, and other fast food restaurants, you don't, because you're just carrying and going, right? But at a restaurant where a waiter will come and serve you, you have to tip. Especially at high-end restaurants, they can run after you for not tipping and come and tell you didn't tip. And you don't want to be disgraced. Like, you're there, you pay your $600 bill, and they're coming and say you didn't tip. So you'll be like, I just paid $600. Well, they don't care. You have to tip. It's just a form of showing appreciation. And there's this thing that they don't charge high prices for food. They depend on the tips that you give to pay the waiters, to pay the staff. So tipping is important in that way, because if you don't tip, they might just put that amount on the food that you eat. So instead of paying for $60 for steak, we might now start paying $100 because you do not want to tip to save us from buying expensive food. So that's mainly the whole idea of tipping, so they say. So do not forget to tip, otherwise you might be embarrassed. Also, make sure you know their tipping procedure, because in most restaurants they charge 15% of your bill. All right, 15% of your bill, 20%. They actually have to calculate it for you, like this is how much you're gonna tip. So if your bill is, let's say, $900, they're gonna calculate 15% of that, and that's the amount you're gonna tip. You don't just go like, okay, I'll tip $5. No, some restaurants do that and others do not do that. So you just make sure before you go to a restaurant, you know their tipping policy, you know how they want to be tipped. So you budget, so you put that in your budget. You don't want to go there and be shocked. All right, so yeah, do not forget to tip. The next thing, do not cut the line. Cutting the line is you know, when there's a queue, the people waiting maybe to get a bus, people in a store waiting to be served, and then you just go there like you jump, you think you're the one who is in a hurry, and then you cut the line. So cutting the line is more like jumping the people you found on the queue and you go in front. In Washington State, it's illegal to cut the line. You can actually get charged for cutting the line. So you need to know the rules. I said this in my video about things to know before coming to the United States, right? I'm gonna attach it in this video so you can go and watch it. You need to know the rules of the state that you're going to, right? I just said in Washington, it's illegal to cut the line. You might get charged, you might get fined for cutting the line. So you don't do that. You don't just, you find people, you're in line, and that's it. You're waiting. Unless you ask, maybe you ask, can I go before you? Can I but you don't just, okay, no. Even if your friend calls you, your friend is there, friend has been there, she's on number 5 and you're on number 22, and she's like, oh, come here. Be sure to go back. Like, go back to the back where you belong. Where you belong. Don't cut the line. Don't do it. They don't take those kind of things lightly. I think mainly things that can bring conflicts, that can start fights, that can start noise in general are prohibited. They're not allowed. You can get fined for things like those. So most of the things that you know are provocative and whatnot, you just need to look into it, look at what the state you're going to say about it. So whatever you think is, this is not normal, this sounds provocative, just look it up. Like, just search, what does the law in the United States say about because you don't want to get in trouble. Okay, the next thing that you don't have to do is have expectations for a good treatment in hotels. A good treatment shall mean, in this case, have services on top of the bed they are offering, right? Most of the hotels do not have restaurants. They expect you to just eat somewhere and go there to sleep. It's a hotel, it's not a restaurant, so they do not have restaurants. There was this one time my friend and I were going on a date, so we said, okay, so we actually did not book a restaurant in advance. Did we book? No, we did not book. Yeah, we did not book a restaurant in advance. We're just like, oh, okay, we're gonna walk in, right? And then we got ready and we started making calls. So she and I are both from Malawi, and then you know how in Malawi you go to a hotel when you want that type of food, you go to a hotel most of the time. So we said, okay, you know what, let's try hotels. And we started calling, oh, is your restaurant open? And most hotels were like, we don't have restaurants. We don't have a restaurant. We only offer a bed. We only offer a room. So when you're coming to America, don't expect to book a hotel. If you're gonna book a hotel, don't expect that you're gonna eat at the hotel. No, they don't have restaurants. You have to buy. Some that have restaurants in the premises. It's separate from the room, from the church. So you need to ask. You need to know. If they say it's $200 per night, $200, ask if they have anything included in that. If they don't, you need to ask for the charges. Otherwise, you might go there, get excited, wake up in the morning, you take your shower and you go to the restaurant, you start eating. You're like, oh, I'm used to bed and breakfast, so this is complimentary. You get shocked. You're checking out, they're telling you your bill is $600, and you're like, but you said it's $200. No, you ate. You did not ask. So don't expect to have complimentary services on your bill for sleeping at a hotel, and don't expect most of the services that you might get in hotels in Africa or wherever you're coming from here in America. The last thing is very funny. I really find it funny because, I mean, like I said, America is America. It's a different place. So how are you is not a question. It's just like hi. Okay, so you shouldn't don't take how are you as what you think it is, because to me, how are you means someone wants to know how I am, you know. So casually, you just say, I'm fine, how are you? It's just like, hi. In Malawi, it's more like bo. Okay? It's not a question. It's just a statement. You don't have to explain. You don't have to tell them how you are. They're not, that's not what they're expecting to hear when they say, how are you? It's just unfortunate, but it's hi. So if you're coming to America and someone says, how are you? Don't start saying I have a headache, I have this, I'm stressed, I'm what. That's a different conversation. Okay, maybe they're gonna ask, but how is life? And then you start explaining how life is, your headaches, your what. How are you is just hi. That's one thing I find weird. Okay, because if you ask how are you, how someone is, you want to know. If you want to say hi, and the other person will say hi. Okay, but don't ask them how they are and expect them not to tell you how they are. You get? So that's something crazy. That's something I find crazy about America. So don't expect them to listen to you. They'll be shocked if you start explaining. They'll be shocked if you actually tell them how you are. Yeah, but that's what it is. So thank you guys for watching today. Looking forward to our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification button so that you should be notified next time I post a video. Please like this video. It's gonna help me reach more people. It's gonna help more people know what not to do in the United States. And also leave a comment in the comment section. You can tell us about your experience, tell us about what you know that I don't know, tell us about things that you want other people to know. You can also leave a comment and say what you want me to discuss in my next episodes. And yeah, let's have a conversation in the comment section. Also, do not forget to email me if you need one-on-one assistance to katherinestar@gmail.com. One-on-one assistance on how to get a visa to the United States, how to find work, things to do in the United States, how to find resources in the United States. If you have a topic that you would like me to discuss and you don't feel comfortable dropping that topic in the comment section, you can email me through talktokathe@gmail.com. So guys, till next time, thank you, bye.